Well, you can put it in the win column for Team Tank. It's an unusually early weekday game. The Flames are in control for much of the night. They show some great flashes and get some special milestones, but ultimately come up short 4-3 against the Toronto Maple Leafs. I'm Cami Kepke with Robert Munich on Afterburner, brought to you by Bet365. Whatever your bet is, it's never ordinary. At Bet365, you can download the app and get on the game using code NATION. And of course, you can support the show and Youth Centers of Calgary by hitting the super chat. Bobby, our first show together.
Very exciting.
Mood lighting going.
Absolutely.
I didn't have time to leave the office, so I look like I'm in severance.
No, it's great to be here with you. I'm pumped to be doing the show with you.
Heck yeah. Well, it's a great one. I'm sure. I thank the tens of people who are watching this and not the Blue Jays game right now.
We honestly greatly appreciate the support. You know, if you do choose to tune into the Jays game, we would understand. All we ask you to do is watch on YouTube later, download the podcast, support Flames Nation. That would be fantastic.
That's a good company man right there. And for people listening at a later time, this is where we're at right now. It's 1-0 Dodgers. Top third, so not feeling great, but there's hope.
Kind of. That was a tough way to lose last night. Oh my God.
Did you stay up?
I actually did. I did stay up. Yeah, I was helping out in social on Blue Jays Nation. So yeah, I watched the whole thing, and oh my God, to lose in the 18th inning like that, like so many great performances by like unsung heroes on the Jays, and just to have it all just like not happen because of a Freddie Freeman walk-off. That was tough. That was brutal.
Yeah, like there's a certain point where you're committed, right? Like you got to see it through to the end.
Even if I wasn't covering it, I still would have stuck it out. And, you know, honestly, in the Mountain Time Zone, it's not that bad, right? Like, I think I was up till like 1 o'clock in the morning. Not that bad.
Mm-hmm. Oh, imagine being in Toronto and having to do a post-game show.
That'd be a nightmare. That would be brutal.
I remember even living on the East Coast trying to watch playoff hockey. I'd have to wait until 3 in the morning to watch probably Anaheim or Vancouver at the time, just get demolished. Flames are not in the playoff picture at that point in time. Neither were the Oilers, non-starters in that conversation.
That's a brutal time zone for sports, hey?
That's why everyone out there is a Habs fan, a Leafs fan, or a Bruins fan. They're like the only teams you can watch in that time zone.
Yeah, I'm not staying up till like 1 o'clock in the morning to watch the Flames or the Canucks. Like, that's just not happening. The Mountain Time Zone, I think, is the best for sports. It's actually spectacular for football, hockey, everything. I love it.
First round of playoffs, best time of the year. If the Flames keep playing like this, will they get there, though?
I don't think so.
Probably not.
They're in tough.
Yeah, the bakery was open tonight. The turnovers were pretty egregious. But I guess I'll just get your first thoughts on, I don't even want to call them Toronto. Like, with those Got Milk ads on their jerseys, I just call them the milk drinkers now. Your thoughts on how the milk drinkers did against the Flames?
They were good. Like you said, like the Flames were sloppy tonight. According to NHL.com, giveaways were 30-16. For Calgary. 30 giveaways in one game is just not good enough. And, you know, on all the Toronto goals, basically they just took advantage of Calgary mistakes, right? So not Calgary's finest game, to say the least. They always seem to struggle at Scotiabank Arena in Toronto for some reason. I don't know what it is, but they cannot win in that building. And tonight, yeah, just the Leafs were a little bit more dangerous, and it was led by Matthew Nyes. I thought Matthew Nyes was spectacular. I thought he was the best player on the ice, and scoring 2 goals. Max Domi had 2 goals. Like I said, they were just a little more dangerous than Calgary, and they were a little more opportunistic, and that's what ends up happening when you turn the puck over 30 times in a game, right?
Which sucks because, like you said, those turnovers pretty specifically led to the goals that sank the ship for Calgary tonight, which is a shame because Dustin Wolf hasn't had great outings against the Maple Leafs, and he played great tonight. There was actually a little bit of worry that he might have gotten hurt on one of the goals tonight, so we'll dig into it. First off, we have a couple games in a row now where we see Nazem Kadri showing off a little bit. And I say this in the best possible way, but like, man, for everything Kadri is, love him, hate him, that guy can carry the puck. And it is so fun to watch. First goal of the night, he takes it all the way from the Calgary zone over the blue line. There's a point where he's surrounded by all 5.
He was outstanding throughout the entire games, especially in the first period. I thought probably the first 12 minutes before the Flames got into penalty trouble, he was clearly the best player on the ice. I believe he had 13 shot attempts tonight. I believe the next closest player is Blake Coleman with 4. like this is the kind of impact that Nazem Kadri had on the game tonight. And I know one thing I kind of wanted to ask you about is just like, what are your thoughts on Morgan Frost playing the wing, Morgan Frost playing on that line with Kadri and Huberdeau? Because I know I've really liked it. I thought that they were by far Calgary's best line tonight. They looked really good on Sunday against New York. I'd be curious to kind of hear your thoughts on moving Frost to the wing instead of center and playing with the top two offensive players.
Oh, center, isn't that the eternal problem for the Calgary Flames? I've liked what we've seen from this line. They weren't my favorite line tonight. It was probably the fourth line for me, actually. But I think you see some good stuff cooking here, and especially when, Huberdeau is a guy who it's also so important to get going. So, once you find someone who's got some chemistry there, like, you don't want to mess with that too much. And I think these are, even though they lost, I'd still say this is probably one of their better front to back efforts that we've seen this season.
They worked hard.
Ours kind of in hell right now. Obviously, the New York game was their best one. It's where they get their lone regulation win. I'd say maybe their only really deserved win, but that's not a combo that I would mess with. What have you thought of Frost on the wing?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I would not mess with them either. Like, you take a look at natural stat trick. The shot attempts were 24-11 with Nazem Kadri on the ice at 5-on-5, 23-9 with Frost on the ice. So they were obviously like their two best players tonight. Even if you take a look at the high dangers, 4-2, scoring chances, 13-4 for each of them. So, they didn't get the most dangerous opportunities tonight, but I thought their chemistry was really good. I thought they worked the puck around really well. And yeah, I think the wing, actually, it might be a good place for Morgan Frost moving forward. It might actually kind of fit his skill set. Because when you think of Frost, you think of the guy who's very creative, really good hands, a playmaker. Can he take advantage of his skills on the wing more so than at center? And then another thing too is when you're on the wing, you're not as defensively responsible as you would be down the middle. And Morgan Frost has never been a defensive specialist, to say the least. So maybe you take away some of the defensive responsibilities from him at center, throw him on the wing, and just let him go out there and make plays. It might work as a long-term solution. And then you can also get Connor Zary some reps at center too. I mean, there's a lot to like about having him on the wing.
Yep, Zary hasn't limited viewing at center really with the Flames. Obviously played the position a little bit in junior there, but yeah, great for him to get the reps there as still a young guy, like around all of these veterans. Young guy got bit on the second goal of the night. Second period, Flames up 1-0. That's where Max Domi gets rolling. A 2-on-1, he opts to shoot and he ends up just nailing it. But it's a tough look for young Zane on that blue line. A bit of a gaff there, unfortunately.
That one.
Yeah, he looked dangerous tonight. Oh my goodness. But this is where we started to see the fourth line kind of pick things up a little bit. Ryan Lomberg had a clear-cut breakaway. I thought he had it. I thought he was burying that for sure, but ends up going a little high and wide.
Did he miss the net, or did Stolarz get a piece of it? I couldn't really tell. I saw someone on Twitter say
I thought he missed the net.
I thought so too. But like, that's with the Calgary Flames, like, the Flames, like, you're not getting multiple breakaways a game. You're not getting multiple odd man rushes. It seems like kind of one of each happens per night, and those are their most dangerous chances, and they got to start burying these. I know Ryan Lomberg's not known for goal scoring. I believe he has 3 goals as a member of the Calgary Flames in 104 games over the last 2 years. So he's not a goal scorer, obviously, but you'd still like to see him put that one away.
Heart guy. You need those.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that, shortly after that, Joel Farabee responds to his demotion to the bottom line by getting a goal. And it's a strong play that, this was all fourth line. Your defense was in on it. Just a good neutral zone face-off. Gets it done.
You got to be happy for him, hey? Just because,
gosh, how long has it been for him?
I've actually really liked his game to start the season. I think he's been one of Calgary's more dangerous players. And for some reason, he's just completely snake-bitten. I went back and I looked at the numbers, and they're not great for Joel Farabee since joining the Flames here. So in 42 games, Joel Farabee has 4 goals and 6 assists with the Calgary Flames. That's about a 20-point pace over 82 games. So, last season I thought he struggled, but this year I actually think he's been one of their better players, and it's just been kind of unfortunate he hasn't been able to score. But it's good to see him get on the score sheet here, because that production needs to get a whole heck of a lot better for Joel Farabee.
Do you think he's creating, or do you think he's forcing it?
Ooh, I would say he's more of a creator. Now, did you just like make a joke, or did that just go right over my head?
That's a Ryan Huska reference.
That's a Ryan Huska.
That's why I'm curious, because we've seen two guys now who have some higher expectations on the team who have to take a sit for a game to kind of just take a step back, recalibrate, as some might say.
Yeah, I know we saw that with Matt Coronato.
Next.
How did you feel about that, sitting Matt Coronato?
I wouldn't have done it, but
I wouldn't have either. I know.
I'm a know-nothing loser, so
he has struggled. Like, don't get me wrong, Coronato has not been up to his standard to play. I think he's really struggled this year. He's barely shooting the puck. So, like, yeah, he was not playing great hockey, but at the same time, he's one of your best forwards. He's probably your most natural goal scorer. He's 22 years old. Like, I don't know, is that good for his confidence to put him in the press box? Like, I know Husko's saying maybe he'll go in the press box and maybe he'll get to slow things down. Maybe he'll gain more confidence. I'm almost wondering, it's like, if you put him in the press box, is he thinking to himself, like why am I being a healthy scratch right now? Like, does that hurt his confidence? Is he going to get back on the ice and be like, can I play in the league right now? It's kind of an interesting discussion. And he struggled tonight. If you take a look at the 5-on-5 ice time, he was dead last on the Flames at 6:55. So he barely played.
Third least ice time. He had less ice time than Sam Honzek, who we'll get to, and finishes -1 and 11:21 on the ice.
Yeah, he didn't really make an impact whatsoever. I know he wasn't out there very long, but even in his power play minutes too, really not much was happening when the puck was on his stick. He didn't put himself in positions to get that incredible shot off. It's been a struggle for him. But I mean, for basically every single goal scorer, every goal scorer is streaky, right? Mm-hmm. Every goal scorer is going to go through these 10 to 15 game stretches in a season where they struggle. I can almost guarantee that Matt Coronato is going to come out of this pretty soon, and he's going to start scoring goals here. But because he's too good not to. Like, he's too talented not to be, a 20 to 30 goal scorer this season.
For sure. And I think, like, with the scratch for a game, maybe it's a situation where the team hopes that it'll piss him off and fire him up and really get the competitive juices going, because it's up to them to know this guy better than we do. You would hope that your coaching staff has a sense of how a guy would react to that kind of thing and the message that they're trying to send. But back in the lineup, Klapka was the one who came out, is what it is. So this is when we get the. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I'll just add, like, one thing about this team right now is that they just have too many bottom nine forwards. They have to move a couple of them out. Like, it's like a sea of Joel Farabees right now. Like, there's just so many guys that just play the exact same style of game. I think it would be a good idea for Craig Conroy to put some of these guys on the trade market. I don't know how much you could get for a Joel Farabee. I don't know how much you get for a Sharon Govich. Probably nothing. Do you throw Blake Coleman on the market? There's just like, there's too many forwards right now for too little positions. And you also see in the AHL, like, Rory Cairns is lighting it up. Matvei Gridin's lighting it up. Like, I feel like at some point,
is nasty down there right now.
Oh, so good. Like, I feel like at some point here, you're gonna want to get those guys into the lineup, and you still have Pospisil to work his way into the lineup too. Like, I don't know what they're gonna do with this forward group. There's just so many guys that are just the same sort of profiles, right?
But to me, the bigger question is, sure, you can put those guys on the market. What do you want back?
I mean, for some of them, it's almost like you just want to open up a roster spot at this point. If it's like a Joel Farabee who's got 2 years left on his contract at $5 million a year, that's pretty expensive for the type of production he's putting out there. He's also been one of your better players. Maybe he's not the best example, but could you get like a second and a prospect for Coleman, or like a late first for Coleman? Sharon Govich, like I said, I don't know if anyone's taking him on right now with that contract, but maybe there is a taker, and maybe you could eat a little bit. I'm just throwing it out there that they need to open up some spots because they got too many forwards on this team.
As long as you're not looking for Band-Aid solutions.
Correct. No Yegor Chinikovs, please.
So, as I was saying, this is when we get to the real uggo of the night, in my opinion. This one kind of sucks no matter what way you look at it. The Flames are trying to break out of their own zone, and is 2002 Christina Aguilera.
The period. You don't want to give up a goal at the end of the period. Number two, it's Nyes, it's Nylander, it's Tavares on the ice. Whoever is operating the horn at Scotiabank Arena is like the most obnoxious human being on the planet. Just take a listen to this. Kadri's face that they just gave up a goal at the end of the period there.
I want a cam on whoever is running that just to see the intensity with they're hitting that. Like,
No. It's just like, okay, we get it. They scored. Jesus Christ. Calm down.
how
Up
funny
there.
would it be if they replaced it with that lizard thing, though? The lizard button.
What's the lizard button?
Have you seen that?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, it's like a meme. I'll send it to you. Lizard, 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 but you're just hitting, I don't know.
Does this
We'll move
have
on
to
from
do with
that one.
6'7"? Are you a 6'7" person?
Dude, I had to say it for a video for work.
Oh god.
And I blacked out. I went into full fight or flight.
You probably deal with that with the WHL with all these young players, all these crazy memes and weird stuff that they're doing these days. 6'7", whatever the hell that means.
At my big age, I shouldn't have to be saying that. I made my cameraman Corey Bukowskis. I told Corey, I'm like, you got to turn around. I can't look at you while I do this. One take, and we just had to settle for it.
You're a good sport. You're a good sport.
Oh, we had to do it because the kid scored 6 seconds into a period.
Perfect.
Projected first round 2026 defensive prospect Daxon Rudolph, by the way.
I watched him at the Circle K Classic when he was with the Northern Alberta Extreme. Phenomenal defenseman. You know, first overall pick in the Dub draft. Like, he's just so smooth, so smart. I love watching that guy play. Daxon, he could probably make the World Junior team this year potentially.
That'd be huge for him. Are you gonna come on out and watch him at Prospects Challenge next month?
Why not?
I'll sauce you some tickets. We'll go.
That'd be great.
We'll discuss. There's lots of good defensemen there.
Ryan Lynn.
Carson Carls.
Another good one.
Giorgio Pantelis.
These are all names that Flames fans should be researching because they could be potential draft picks for the Calgary.
Oh, it's huge. And like this showcase is really fun. This is where Craig Conroy got to see Cole Reshny play in person, and Cole got a huge goal. He got the go-ahead goal against the U.S. in Game 2 with like 2 minutes left.
Probably left a good impression on Conroy and the scouting staff after that one.
Oh yeah, that kid's a gamer. He's a gamer. That takes us to, oh gosh, the final frame. Calgary had been doing so good on the penalty kill. They held the Leafs 0 for 3 up to this point. And Joel Hanley, like, again, going after Nyes, just making such an impact on the game. But yeah, it goes to the box. And then we have another
turnover, just an absolute fire sale in front of Dustin Wolf there. There's really nothing he could have done on that play. Like you said, he made a couple incredible saves there. That's where you need your defensemen, your forwards to get back and get that puck out. And unfortunately, they did not do that there.
Yeah, and Wolf was huge for them tonight. I think there was a point in the third period where shots were 7-0 for Toronto.
Yeah, he was very good. You know, he didn't have to make those spectacular saves like we saw against Montreal last week or against the New York Rangers on Sunday. A lot of the stops he was making were just like very solid. He's just in the right position. So yeah, he didn't have to go, you know, he didn't have to do anything crazy tonight, which was good. I thought the Flames did a decent job of keeping most of the shots to the outside, but unfortunately, you know, he lets in 4. The Flames have shown they can only score 4 goals once in 11 games this year. And once their opposition hits the 4 mark, it almost makes it impossible for the Flames to come back.
Pretty much. Well, after all this misery, we have kind of my highlight of the night.
Yeah, here's a positive.
Yeah, this boy has been due for a bit. Sammy Honzek.
Excited Honzek is too. Like look at that look on his face there. Like he is fired up, which you love to see. And great finish and tight too. Like great little shot he made underneath. I thought Honzek should have been in the American Hockey League all year long. I'm wrong. I did not see this coming because coming into this year, I thought to myself, you know, Honzek, I think there's about 3 straight years where he's just been playing through injuries. He's had no consistency. You know, really the only time that he stood out and shown that he had like the capability of looking like a 16th overall pick was the preseason last year when he ripped it up. Outside of that, he's just been hurt and it's been wildly inconsistent. So I thought, okay, maybe going to the American Hockey League for a full season, dominating down there, trying to find a role might be the best thing for him. I was wrong. Like, I could not have been more wrong right now. Like, he's looking really good on that line with Michael Backlund and Blake Coleman. Like, he is more than fitting in the NHL. He's big, he's fast, he's rangy, he's got that good reach. I'd like to see him be a little bit more physical because he is such a beast, even at age 20. But, you know, I really think it's only a matter of time before he really breaks out here offensively because he's been getting a lot of chances. It's just he's hitting posts and he's hitting goalies are diving across crease and like the one against the Rangers the other night. Like
The
probably
2-on-0, my heart just broke for him.
Oh,
Like I forget who he's going up with,
I
but
think it was Farabee.
yeah, trying to get him that first goal and just off the iron. But it sucks because like this is a guy who has had to earn every chance he's had to get into this lineup. And it's not even like he's a super delicate player when it comes to these injuries where, like there are guys who are just perennially injured and you're like, well, maybe their body's just not built for it. And it's like, no, he's had some of like the freak bad luck injuries. Like, what was it at World Juniors? He took a skate to the back of the leg and that slowed him up. It's like those kind of injuries that are just even that much more frustrating.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
I also thought it was kind of funny on the broadcast. They were talking about him training with Martin Pospisil in the summers, and now like Honzek is the one pushing him, and they're like, he gained 15 pounds of muscle this summer. They said it like 3 times. I'm like, all right, buddy, did the reverse Stuart Skinner.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, he's built like a Greek god. This guy is massive. He's he's what, like 6'3", 6'4". Yeah, he's absolutely shredded. Like he's got all the physical tools in the world to become a very good NHL player. And it looks like he's slowly starting to put it all together here. It should be very exciting for Flames fans. Like I would almost compare him to like a Blake Coleman. If he could turn in, I like that reaction. Blake Coleman. How interesting. If he could turn into a Blake Coleman, I think the Flames would be very happy. If he could be a guy that could score 15 to like 22 goals a year, play good defense, play physical, play in the penalty kill, I think he'd be very happy if he could turn into that type of player.
Well, we have the Texas Tiger and the Slovak Sabretooth.
I like that. Put that on a t-shirt.
Oh, that's right up there with Predators in the Community, I think.
That was classic. How could anybody from the marketing department not be like, wait a second, this doesn't sound right?
Oh, I feel like it has to be on purpose. It's just cruel to do that too, especially like the young guys.
Totally. It was hilarious, so I loved it.
Yeah, I hope someone gets to. Wait, I think I'm doing the Nashville game this weekend. I'll bring it up again then. Well, that concludes the fun portion of this.
One more
oh gosh. Okay, this is where we get the Domi backbreaker.
To start this season, and he was having a really good game tonight. I actually thought him and Jake Bean were rock solid throughout most of this game. And then just, with 2 minutes left here, there's a turnover. He falls over. All of a sudden, there's, a 2-on-1 for the Maple Leafs here and ends up in the back of your net. And, you take a look at some of the stats, like Mackenzie Weegar's one of the league leaders he's near the bottom of the league in plus minus. I believe he's like a minus 11 now after tonight. Yeah, he hasn't scored a goal yet.
Tonight.
He was even. Okay, so he's minus 10 on the season. He hasn't scored a goal yet, only 2 assists in 11 games. I feel for him because I was really hoping that he was going to make a push to make Team Canada at the Olympics this year. It was one of my predictions heading in the year. I wrote an article at Flames Nation with a bunch of predictions, and one of them was he's going to make Team Canada. But after the first 11 games of the season, I don't know how that's looking right now.
Yeah, but we'll get to the road ahead in a bit. They are playing against teams that are a little bit closer to earth. The Maple Leafs would have been one of them, and it's a 1-goal game. I don't think he's out of time to prove that he still deserves a shot.
He's got to turn it around quickly though, like real quick. And there's so many things to like about his game, but just I don't know if he's just trying to do too much to start this year. I don't know if the whole Olympic thing is playing kind of in the back of his mind a little bit, but I've noticed the decision making hasn't been quite as good as it was last year. Just doesn't seem like he's playing with like as much swag or confidence as he normally does. And hopefully he could turn it around here because, like you said, I mean, if the Flames are going to turn their season around, like this is from the perspective of the guys in the room who still want to make the playoffs. The next 11 or 12 games is the time to do it because the schedule is very light, to say the least, for them.
Get our first super chat of the night, RMB 279. You thought Weegar was solid? No way. Trade him now.
I don't know about that.
If you didn't think he was solid, don't you want to wait until the value's a little?
Yeah, no kidding. I thought he was really good in like the first probably 50 minutes of this game tonight. Even you take a look at the underlying numbers, like the shot attempts, I believe were like 23-6 at one point when Weegar was on the ice. So he was really, really good. But then he just had that turnover at the end that kind of puts a stain on it, unfortunately.
We'll take a quick look at the old out of town scoreboard where I feel like everyone else actually is.
And
This is a treat. The Jays are up 2-1 at the bottom of the fourth.
hell yeah. Love to hear it.
Good things have happened since we've been chatting.
Everybody that's watching, follow Blue Jays Nation, by the way. That is our Blue Jays brand. I run that brand. Give it a little follow. Support the Nation Network.
I have an excellent Blue Jays story, but I can't say it on air, and I'll tell you afterwards. But tell you what I'm doing once we're done this. I'm going to be heading down to the Unicorn to watch the rest of this game. Couple locations. You can go to 8th Avenue Southwest. You can go to 4th Street Southwest, and they've got it all. They got the hockey, football, soccer. But tonight, it's all Jays, and the volume is on. The most critical thing for me whenever you're
for a sports bar, 100%.
Oh, I am furious if you can't have the sound on. And of course, game day, $7 pints, a Molson Canadian. Oh, hardest to even have. They got all the fun games. They got Buck Hunter.
They got pinball. Darts at the 4th Street location. Good time. Also,
an excellent buffalo wing.
Really good. I had the lemon pepper when we were there. Outstanding. Absolutely delicious. It's one of like the best sports bars in the city. Like you said, a lot of people like get rowdy there. Like it's a lot of fun. Like I was there. I had to cover the Blue Jays game. It was during the Yankee series, but I went there after to meet up with a couple people for a drink, and it was packed. Like, everyone's wearing their Jays gear. Everyone's getting fired up. Like it's like a incredibly fun place to be for things like MLB playoffs and NFL Sunday. It's a very good time. I highly recommend it.
Yeah, even back in the college days, that was such a fun spot to go. Remember, the roof was so low in there. Remember two-stepping with a tall friend, and you tried to flip me, and my boots got caught in the lights. It's a very scary couple of minutes there. Oh, gosh. So where do we – I mean, that was the game. That was the game.
Why don't we take a look at let's take a look at the road ahead here. Because I don't know if people...
Yeah, you want to get right to that?
Yeah, like I don't know if people have taken a look at the schedule here, but like I said, it does get a lot easier for this team.
For sure. I think Mike and I were saying on the weekend, it's kind of like the March to 500. There's a world where... Well, there was a world where you could come back home, like sweep this trip against teams that are a point or so around 500. Come back, beat Columbus, and you're a 500 team, but... We'll see how they do now. Starting off on a losing note. They got Ottawa on Thursday and no baseball that day. So hopefully another game to come, though.
Yeah, so you got Ottawa, who's, man, they struggled to keep the puck out of their net so far this year. And then
they've been fine in the back of the net, though. They beat Boston 7. Oh, pardon me. That was Blackhawks beat Boston 7-2 the other night.
And then you got the barn burner game on Saturday. Pinder, Boomer, Warner, Jack, the whole crew's going to be down there ripping it up. But they're playing a bad Nashville team. Like the Predators are an awful hockey team. That's one that you could possibly win. And then you got the Flyers, Blue Jackets, Blackhawks, the Wild and Blues, who have both got off to pretty rough starts this season. And then you got the Sharks, game against the Jets, but then it's the Blackhawks and Sabres. Like, 10 of their next 11 games are against teams that are not in playoff spots. There's some winnable games there for this team. So like I said, if you're team playoff or you're in that locker room and you want to turn your season around and you don't want guys to start getting shipped out, you better go on a hot streak here, because this is the time to do it for sure.
Yeah, and of course some other factors that make things a little tough in here. You do have the road back-to-back right after facing Nashville. You got to turn around and go into Philly the next day. Is that Devin Cooley's music?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Is it, though? We thought that earlier this season.
It's true. I mean, they played Wolf on that back-to-back to start the year.
Do you just get Cooley in there to give Wolf a break, or do you try to keep Wolf in for games against worse teams to try to give him some wins?
I think you got to give him a break here, because the travel on this trip is bizarre too. I mean, so you got Toronto to Ottawa, which is fine, but then you go to Nashville in like the south of the United States, and then you go up to Philly on like the eastern seaboard. It's just like totally bizarre travel for this team. So I would think that Devin Cooley will play in that Philly game, or he'll play in the Nashville game. One of the two. I'd be pretty stunned if they rolled Wolf out there for like 14 starts out of 15 games. Like that would be pretty crazy. You don't see that in the NHL anymore.
Let the man earn a living.
Now, I am one of those people that's like, if you're a goalie, you should be playing more than you are. Like, if you're an elite level goalie, if you're like a Connor Hellebuck or a Dustin Wolf kind of guy, I don't see that there's anything wrong with you playing like 65 to 70, 72 games. I guess maybe I'm just old school. Like, I always go back to Kipper, you see Mika Kiprusoff play in 70 plus games for like 8 straight seasons here in Calgary. And I'm like, why can't Dustin Wolf do that? If Mika could do it, why couldn't Dustin?
Maybe there was some magic to those darts between periods.
Or the vodka shots between periods.
Allegedly.
Right, of course.
Allegedly,
of
yes.
course.
And of course,
there's not a photo out there of Mika smoking with Dion Phaneuf. There's definitely not a photo out there like that. So it is allegedly, for sure.
Definitely.
That's one of the great photos in like kind of like under the radar photos in Flames history. The one of Dion and Mika hacking a dart together. I think it was like the backstage of Cowboys or something like that. It's just, that's Flames hockey right there. I love it.
Culture. Actually, a while ago, Andrew Ferrant shared a bunch of pictures off his old digital camera from the 04 run. Those are really awesome. Fantastic.
Those are so cool. It was cool seeing Rhett like behind the scenes in 04. Yeah, you seen like all the guys like playing video games together. Like, yeah, that was super cool. Also, just like the style back then, so much different than today. Holy crap, how things have changed over the years.
Mm-hmm.
There it is.
Oh, no.
There it is. Well done, Jack. Well done. That's one of the great photos in Flames history right there.
Let the guys have a good time.
Absolutely. Hey, they should be allowed to hack a dart and have some beers every now and then. Nothing wrong with that. We all need to do it every now and then.
Yeah. So after that season high 4-game road trip back to the Saddle Dome, November 5th, a Wednesday against Columbus, that will be Nazem Kadri's 1000th NHL game.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. He's been a great member of this Flames team. That's going to be super exciting for him and his family. And those are always are fun celebrations. Like, I think the last guy to do it was it might have been like Matt Stajan or Milan Lucic. Like, it doesn't happen very often for guys wearing
Backlund,
Flames colors.
last season.
Oh yeah, Michael Backlund. Sorry, yeah, forgot about that. So yeah, it doesn't happen very often. So yeah, it'll be fun. Let's enjoy it.
Yeah, where the Flames. What's that?
Where do you stand on this whole Kadri situation? Seems to be like the hottest topic amongst Flames fans right now in terms of like, would you deal him? Would you not deal him? How do you approach it? Like where do you stand on this whole thing?
You know what? It's tough because I could see him wanting to stay. This is a guy who wants to win, sure. He loves winning, but I do think he does a lot in terms of bringing young players along as well. But you can't make deals or decisions purely based on your heart.
Yeah.
So there might be a deal out there where it just makes the most sense for the future of the team. But no matter what happens, you can't deny that Nazem Kadri has given the Flames some pretty incredible moments in a relatively short time in the city, which is wild. I'm really looking forward to Wednesday because I think the Flames just knock those celebrations, those milestone nights completely out of the park. I can't wait to see what they have in store for that. I always even go back to one of my most memorable games that I saw in person at the Saddle Dome was Kadri in one of his first games going end to end against the Oilers. And I think it was Brett Kulak. He broke his ankles.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. I remember him like getting his Stanley Cup ring when the Avalanche were in town. I think it was the season opener. And he was like showing it off to all the media members down in the tunnel and just watching him admire that ring. Mm-hmm. It was really cool to see. He's had some great moments here. It would make sense for the team if they did trade him, if there was good enough pieces, prospects, picks coming back. I don't think you need now players. You don't want to replace that because he does mean a lot to this group. But if you're right, that's not a bad thing. Not a bad thing. I do wonder what the fever pitch will be like around Nazem Kadri when he gets back for game 1000.
It's going to be crazy. I think so. I think there's going to be a lot of media attention, a lot of fan attention. I hope that we could put like all like the trade talk aside that night and just celebrate the player and his amazing career for at least that one night. But his future is going to be very interesting. I'm kind of with you. Like, since joining the Calgary Flames in 2022, he's been by far their best forward. And it really hasn't been close. And like you said, so many amazing memories. The one that sticks out to me is that goal that he scored against Pittsburgh. I think that was that on Mika Kiprusoff's retirement night? I think it was. It was.
You
just
mean Rhett's
remarkable.
leather jacket night?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and that's when Mika Kiprusoff gave a shout out to Barnburner. What a night. That was spectacular. So yeah, like it's stuff like that. He's for the last 3 seasons, it has not been great to be a Flames fan in the sense that, you know, they've missed the playoffs 3 straight years. There's been turmoil in a couple. It's been 3 up and down years, to say the least, to be a Flames fan, but he's been like probably the number one bright spot on this team, just in terms of just how entertaining he is, how hard he works, what a great leader he is. So yeah, nothing but respect for Nazem Kadri.
Yeah, we got R&B in the super chat again. Thanks 279 to U Centers Calgary. Nas to Carolina. Wants to win, hates to lose. Carolina has been pretty close to putting it together. I'd love to see who'd win the... I know they don't do fitness testing anymore, but how Kadri would go up against Brindamore.
Rod the Bod might have him. Rod the Bod might have that entire team. That guy is an absolute animal.
He can probably still play, honestly.
I like that. I like that Carolina idea, though. I like that a lot. Kadri is like, it would be perfect on that team as a second line center. I think that's a really good choice, and they have a million draft picks and prospects too that the Flames would probably be interested in.
I don't want to sound like we're eulogizing him too much, but I don't think it should be lost on anybody how big a deal it was when he chose to come to Calgary, especially right after winning, because this was also in that summer where it felt like no one wanted to be here. And I think people, not even like Flames fans, I think a lot of Calgarians took that personally, like the city wasn't good enough, like the fans weren't good enough. And, you know, hindsight of a couple years and being past the sting of that week, I don't think that was the case, but it was certainly the feeling at the time. So that was also huge for a lot of people that Kadri chose Calgary. For sure.
And like you said, that was a tough summer. That was a really tough summer. And I do think Flames ownership and management said to themselves, like, they kept telling themselves, we're going to put emotion aside. They definitely didn't do that summer. They wanted to stick it up everybody's, you know what, and show that Calgary is a great place to play. And, they had a couple years there where they had a chance to do something. They had a lot of good players on that team. Unfortunately, all those 7 UFAs, them not wanting to stay long-term got in the way of like a playoff window or a cup contention window for those seasons. But, unfortunately it hasn't worked out. They haven't made the playoffs. There's nothing wrong with admitting it hasn't worked and moving on and starting a bit of a rebuild here. I don't think there's anything wrong with that whatsoever. Kadri's been great. You can move him on to a team that's going to make the playoffs, that's going to push for a Stanley Cup. It'll make him happy. It'll bring future pieces to Calgary. That'll make Flames fans happy. I think it's kind of a win-win to move on from Naz between now and the trade deadline.
Yeah, that was a very roundabout road ahead, brought to you by
Yes.
Platinum Mitsubishi. Road Ahead brought to you by a wonderful company, family owned and operated by lifelong Calgarians. Lease and finance rates start at 0%, and you can get ready for winter with a brand new Outlander, Eclipse Cross, or RVR, or try out Canada's best-selling plug-in hybrid, the Outlander PHEV. So you can get into the best backed cars in the country with a standard 10-year powertrain warranty at Platinum Mitsubishi, Mike Gould's house, 2720 Barlow Trail Northeast. He lives there. He sleeps in the back of an Outlander.
I'd love to see Gould sell a car. We should make that a segment, maybe. Maybe we could get some cameras back there behind the scenes and just see Gould go to town, go to work.
We'll go in disguise.
I don't know if that would work for me. I think you could tell if it was me, but maybe you can go in there. Maybe we could each wear like a fake mustache or something. We could probably trick Gould.
We'll go Little Rascal style. I'll sit on your shoulders and we'll wear a trench coat. No one will know.
Exactly.
Oh, goodness gracious. Okay,
Jay's update?
2-1. It's still 2-1. Still
2-1, okay.
2-1, bottom of the 5th. Lot of game yet to go. But you were taking a look at what's coming up on Bet365 tomorrow, correct?
Yeah, well, we'll do it tonight. So the Vancouver Canucks, they take on the New York Rangers in 24 minutes, sorry. And this is the return of JT Miller to Vancouver. And as we all know, him and Pettersson had that terrible relationship, and it was a bit of a disaster last year. It was very dramatic. So
weird. I don't think I heard anything about that.
Oh, you know what? After Burner here, I'll give you the breakdown.
I'm being so sarcastic.
I know. It's like the number one story in hockey. It honestly, like, I run the Canucks Army social media. It was getting so annoying last year. having to deal with that like every single day. It was just like that's like the only storyline around this team. But in terms of Bet365, so it's Miller's return, but I'm actually going to take the Vancouver Canucks. You see them on the money line there, plus 100. They're at home. The New York Rangers, if you've watched them this year, and I know lots of you watched them on Sunday, they have been brutal this season. They have been absolutely awful. I'm actually shocked that they're the favorites in this game tonight in Vancouver. The Canucks are playing half-decent hockey. They got Thatcher Demko back, who's probably, I don't know, top 3 goalie in the NHL right now. So I think they're going to go out there, the Vancouver Canucks, they're going to win it for Elias Pettersson. Thatcher Demko is going to play well, and they're going to get the job done tonight. So take the Vancouver Canucks. That's my advice for tonight.
I think I saw a picture circulating today. I honestly don't know if it's true or not, or new or not, but it was like Foote, Hughes, and Miller grabbing a bite together.
I saw that, yeah. And it was bizarre.
Normal about anything.
Quinn Hughes was sitting at the table, and he didn't have his shoe on.
That bothered me, actually.
What sort of like unhinged
Dogs out
behavior is that?
What happened to class and decorum?
Seriously, you're the captain of the Vancouver Canucks. You're like the most important person in the franchise. You're sitting at the table with your shoe off. What's going on here, Quinn? Be better.
That's worse than going out for the night and leaving your flipper at the Roxy.
Is that a story?
I know that there was an NHLer who would leave their teeth with a trusted person at the Roxy when they were going out there.
That place gets greasy. If those walls could talk, oh my God, could you imagine some of the stories?
Oof. You got to hit the Bubbles voice for that.
Yeah.
Easy.
Good Bubbles impression.
I'm better at Conky than Bubbles.
Let's hear it.
I will save that for the drinking show.
You could be Conky and Pinder could be Bubbles. That could be a very good combination. Pinder's Bubbles it's outstanding. We
need a Trailer Park Boys Day because I keep on saying when I finally flip Gould, I'm going to do it in character as the green bastard.
Who's he going to be? Is he going to be Corey? Is he Trevor?
Oh, he's J-Rock energy.
I like it.
Know what I'm saying? Oh, thanks for the update, Payne. Bieber just struck out Ohtani in 3 pitches.
Unbelievable.
Is this true? Can someone else please verify while we're here?
I'm surprised they didn't walk Ohtani. They did it 5 times in a row last night.
Actually, you know who will answer in a timely fashion and let me know if that was indeed the case? Our pal Derek Newman. On top of it.
Outstanding transition.
Thank you so much. He's quick. He's accountable. He'll do it all for you. I mean, he literally just sold my house. So
did you not just work with him? How did that go?
Oh, man. Like, I texted him. I went back into the Afterburner show notes to get his cell phone number and texted him. And I think he called me from his like family vacation like 5 minutes later to like set up a big call. And like they covered having someone come clean our place. So it was the best it has ever looked. Got all the pictures done. They did all the staging and been super helpful finding like a dream house for us. So
nice.
10 out of 10. Derek's the best. Make him put his network to work for you. And I closed off my notes, actually. So I'm going to have to get his number the old-fashioned way by literally
Derek is at this game, by the way.
I cannot believe that.
Derek's in LA?
Yes.
At Dodger Stadium? Damn.
Okay, I thought that was him.
Yes, that was him. With Bender.
Okay, I'm going to text him right now. 403-619-6661. Derek Newman. He's great. What should I say to him? Chat, what should I say to Derek right now?
Sound off in the comments. Do we got any questions, Jack? Do we got any more super
chats?
Yeah,
hit us up. I think we're just about ready to wrap this thing up unless anyone has some nonsense they want us to get to.
There's just been a lot of chirping going on. Not many questions today.
Yeah, I haven't been looking over there too much. I go over there, I see like, you know, those words that it's just like, ooh.
Yeah.
Don't want to get into all that.
If anyone has any questions, get them in.
Oh, no, how long we're going to wait around for that? Oh, we do have a super chat, though, from Save Harris. A thrilling game. Worried Wolf is going to spoil it, but they are one step closer to 18.5%. Is it too soon to worry McKenna is not a center? I think he is a lovely left wing.
I don't think that's a big deal. Obviously, in an ideal world, you want a true number 1 center, but if you have someone who's as talented as Gavin McKenna, you'll take him anywhere in your lineup. Even if it is the wing, like if he could be like a, like a Kucherov kind of guy, like 100+ point winger, you're taking that all day long for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Actually,
Like
I remember at Prospects Challenge last year, we let the kids do the power rankings that week, and it was absolutely hilarious. They had to come up with the reasoning for why teams were where they were, but then they had to come up with something nice to say about the teams on camera when they were debating what to say for Medicine Hat. They were like, "Oh, Gavin McKenna on a 50-game point streak," and then he did it, which is the craziest thing.
He was so good last year. So good. That was the longest scoring streak in WHL history, wasn't it?
Sure was. Modern.
Oh, man. Modern WHL.
Modern.
Okay. Yeah.
Because that's 1996 on. Because I don't want to go through. I'm in my office right now. There's one wall. It's just game sheets from the 60s.
Yeah, we don't need to go through that.
Yeah, no. Also, you want to know accountable? Derek Newman already texted me back.
What a beauty.
Not a bad spot, hey? Unbelievable.
God, I'm jealous. That's incredible.
Oh, well. Bobby, Germany, I think it might be about time for us to get out of here and go watch the rest of this game.
Absolutely. That was fun. Thanks for
hanging out. That was awesome.
That was great.
I look forward to the next time I see us linked up on the schedule.
For sure. 100%.
Hopefully in person next time, though.
Yeah, well, we'll hit up the studio.
Absolutely. Maybe the unicorn on the way.
Oh, what a great idea.
Awesome. Well, thanks for hanging out with us tonight, everybody, or tuning in at a later date. 4-3 Toronto takes it against Calgary, but Sam Honzek gets his first NHL goal. Lots to come, and the boys will be ready to break it all down on Afterburner. Pardon me, Barn Burner tomorrow. Holy.
It's late.
All right. Go on. Get